Buy a Nissan Leaf or BMW i3 electric vehicle in Southern California, and you can get rebates of up to $20,000 on EVs that sell for $30,000 to $52,000. It's a deal through the end of September for customers of San Diego Gas and Electric. SDG&E is kicking in a $10,000 rebate that is in addition to $10,000 in federal and state rebates available to most buyers. Buying an EV allows a single-occupant vehicle to use high-occupancy vehicle (HOV) lanes. One caveat: buyers should know that Nissan this fall and BMW next year will introduce models that double their range from about 100 to 200 miles. Why the deal now? Is there anything wrong with them? From time to time, automakers and dealers offer seemingly too low pricing or lease deals. A year ago, some SoCal dealers leased Nissan Leafs for $49 to $99 a month. This time, a local utility company is kicking in money on purchases. Utilities are under pressure, public and regulatory, to be more efficient, reduce pollution, adopt newer energy sources, solar, wind, and natural gas over coal, and promote alternative energy devices such as time-shifting dishwashers and EVs. These are 100-mile cars that will be replaced in 2018. The new models will roughly double the range, with the target being at or close to the 238-mile range of the Chevrolet Bolt EV. No SDG&E ratepayer funds were used to pay for this program, San Diego Gas says, meaning the automakers underwrote the program. If BMW sells 40 Albanian Lex i3 is said to be in stock, it will cost $400,000. How the program works. Here's the deal: you have to be a resident of San Diego County, California, and a customer of SDG&E or living at the address of a customer. You go to any San Diego Nissan dealer or one participating BMW dealer, BMW of San Diego. The SDG&E rebate is for $10,000 relative to the car's list price. It's not clear if you can dicker on the purchase price as well. You'll still owe sales tax and the $250 minus $500 in computer processing fees dealers often tack on. In addition, California offers up to $2,500 in rebates, and there's an available $7,500 federal tax credit. Buyers also get access to HOV lanes and 2 years of free public charging. That makes a total of $20,000 in possible rebates and credits. That's more than half the cost of a Nissan Leaf, which starts at $29,875 for a Leaf SL, including freight, to $39,620 for the Leaf SL with premium pearl white paint, the premium package, and freight. The BMW i3 sells for $45,445 with freight, to $51,595 with all options included. There's also a range extender, REX, version with a small gasoline engine that's covered by the rebate, according to SDG&E's flyer for the i3. 200-mile Nissan, BMW EVs coming next year. Our analysis. The plan is a good deal for drivers who do mostly local driving and commuting of less than 40 miles each way, or whose companies have charging stations. With the rebates and credits, you could score a new $25,000 Leaf for just $5,000 plus taxes and fees. If you're looking at the Leaf as your only car, though, factor in the cost of rentals for longer weekend and vacation trips. BMW says i3 buyers will get courtesy cars for long trips. The current Leaf is rated at 107 miles of range, the i3 at 114 miles. The new versions of the Leaf and i3 will ship most likely in the first half of 2018. The batteries will be more advanced. Nissan will use the 2018 Leaf to debut ProPilot, an autonomous module for highway self-driving with some limits. No automated lane changes. So, reasons to buy, reasons to wait for the next new thing.
As we recently reported, Nissan's all-electric Leaf is becoming increasingly popular with taxi companies, and Italian taxi drivers have proven it again this month. Florence is getting a new fleet of 67 Albanian Lex electric Nissan Leaf taxis. The municipality opened 70 new taxi licenses for electric vehicles, and Nissan announced this week that almost all of them were used to buy Leafs. With more zero-emission cars on the road, Florence is shaping up to be one of the most advanced smart cities in Italy. Last year, the municipality of Florence called a tender notice that involved 70 new electric taxi licenses, all of which have now been allocated. Nissan Leaf is now the most popular EV taxi in Florence after 67 taxi owners decided to buy a Nissan Leaf Annual Edition. The Japanese automaker has sweetened the deal by providing a free Wi-Fi hotspot service, which is capable of powering up to 8 devices. Taxi companies and drivers are increasingly looking at electric vehicles to cut their operating costs. There are other electric vehicles becoming popular with taxi companies, like Tesla Model S with over 100 units at the Schiphol Airport, or Montreal's growing fleet of Soul EV and Tesla Model S with Taxelco. But Nissan is having a lot of success in Europe with this new fleet in Florence, following a fleet of 110 Leafs in Madrid and Uber using a fleet of 20 Leafs in London. Nissan says that it has now sold over 1,000 electric vehicles, both Leaf and ENV 200 models, to taxi drivers and companies all over Europe. With the next generation Leaf coming next month, we have seen some impressive discounts on the 2017 versions, and some of those taxi drivers and companies could be taking advantage of them. In order to support the new fleet in Florence, energy company Enel is building 6 new DC fast charging stations in the city. It will add to Enel's already extensive network of 179 public charging points in Florence, though they are mostly level 1 and level 2 charging points. Therefore, the DC fast charging stations are going to be welcomed.
The launch next year of Mercedes' Fursuit, the X-Class, has caused a stir in cashed-up circles, and rightly so. It looks amazing. But strip out the Benz bling and what do you have? The same platform as a humble Nissan Navara. Unless I remember to start playing Lotto, I suspect I'll spend my days owning cars in the more humble end of the market, and I could do a lot worse than the updated Navara. I was in the street 4-wheel drive dual cab variant, which is the second highest of 4 specs and is $46,990 plus on-road costs. A twin-turbo 2.3-liter diesel engine is available on the top 3 models, and it will give you 140 kilowatts per 450 Newton-meters to play with. The entry-level RX, meanwhile, has a single turbo for $39,990. It may be because I had jumped into the Navara after trying a couple of lumbering Isuzus, the D-Max Dual Cab and MU-X Large SUV, but the street felt fun to drive. The steering is super light and the acceleration is good, with the diesel racket fairly subdued. As usual, you hear it when you take off, but it's calm at cruising speeds and on the freeway, accelerating at about 90 km per hour. It was rather nice to hear the engine rumble. You can switch between 2- and 4-wheel drive at up to 100 km per hour, while the Navara, which has now dropped the NP300 from its name, can also tow up to 3.5 tons. At a revised 7-speed automatic transmission and suspension, and the ride is incredibly smooth. What's not so smooth is parking. At 5.255 meters long, and with a turning circle of 12.4 m, most times it took me 2 goes to stick it in a shopping center space. U-turns? No chance. It's not helped by the big ripples on either side of the bonnet, which make it hard to see if you're about to hit anything. On the flip side, they do look good and form part of a flowing yet rugged exterior that has had a nip and tuck rather than major surgery to make it more aerodynamic, thereby improving fuel efficiency, although the official figure of 7.0 L/100 kilometers is the same as the Navara I tried 2 years ago. Alloy sports bars are included on the top 2 trims, plus there's Nissan's signature V-Motion front grille and 16-inch alloys. The interior is big and looks much like other Nissan SUVs, meaning apart from some pretend chrome plastic panels, they're super comfy black fabric seats with white trim and nice shiny black plastic around the 7.0-inch touchscreen, which again is only available on the Street and the Street X. It has sat-nav with 3D mapping, plus a reversing camera. There's no push-button start, and no temperature gauge, but a little hatch in the back window can be opened from the driver's seat and, for some reason, this really impressed my kids. Not so impressive is the lack of a reversing sensor, which I'd say is a must in any dual-cab ute, regardless of whether you have a camera. You wouldn't want to dent the corner of the tray or, worse, hit someone. Oh yes, the tray. This one is good, at 1.503 meters long, 1.56 meters wide and 0.474 m high. It meant I finally got to head to the green tip, plus get rid of old bricks hidden around the side of the house for the past 2 years. That's the great thing about a humble Navara, you can fill it up with junk and not worry. I don't know if you did the same if you had a Blink Benz. I'm a sucker for utes and this is one of the best I've tried.